I read a great little graphic novel recently, so let's take a look. A Shadow Doctor by Peter Calloway, who is writing about his grandfather. It's a nice short read, as you can see, but it tells a complete and really interesting story in that space. And here's the cover's description of that story. A quote, "The true story of Dr. Nathaniel Calloway, a black physician caught between medicine and the mob in 1930s Chicago." And so this is something different. Think about how many movies, books, comics, whatever have dealt with the classic mafia figures and events or taken inspiration from them, like The Godfather. This does that, but combines elements of a real family history and African American history. All of that comes together in basically the deathbed confessions of the author's grandfather. Turns out he had become a licensed physician in the 1930s, so as a black man, a near miraculous feat, but because of the color of his skin, no hospital will hire him, and he can't get a business loan to start his own practice. So he ends up going to Al Capone looking for a loan and ends up getting pulled into being Capone's quote-unquote shadow doctor. Basically, his job ends up becoming secretly patching up Capone's men. And that is not what he had in mind. He became a doctor to help people, specifically his people, African Americans, who, in an ironic twist, don't want his help. And you're probably thinking, oh, because he was associated with Capone and his men, they didn't want anything to do with him. No, that's not the reason. I won't say what it is, I don't want to spoil it, but that should be enough to let you know that this book deals with race with nuance and complexity. It's not a simplistic moralizing tale, oh, look how awful that this good black man is forced to work with these bad white people. Interestingly enough, Italians, and especially Southern Italians, were not considered white at this time in American history. But that's just a historical aside from my nerd brain. You know what I mean. The story doesn't take that easy path. Instead, the protagonist is a morally conflicted character. He's helping gangsters stay or get healthy so they can go back out onto the street to continue exploiting, killing, etc. The art by George S. Jonti is solid. Look at this page here. It kind of encapsulates the protagonist's conundrum. And he has to illustrate a lot of different times and places, especially given the relative shortness of the book. See there, Alabama, very early 20th century, because the grandfather's deathbed confession traces out his whole life. It's not just in Chicago in the 30s. Shadow Doctor, a great and unique tale set in the classic mafia era, and one based on a true story. Thanks.